doing well. I am running just a tad bit behind. And I'm realizing too how much of a little lumberjack I looked. I don't know who told me it would be a good idea to wear this plaid shirt on top of just a regular gray t-shirt. I do have on a pair of slacks, but I felt like, oh, it's the season. Honestly, I just think about comfort, and it's kind of muggy and rainy outside. So when I saw it, and it didn't have to be ironed, I said, good choice to wear. But in my video, I'm looking kind of crazy, especially the fact that I haven't put on my makeup yet. My purse is in the trunk back there, so I can't even try to get it while I'm at the red light. But I guess I will have to throw on something before I get to school. Anyway, it's the start of another week. We only have a week and a half basically left. Well, a little over a half. So it's all of this week and the majority of next week. We get out of school on the 20th, which is Thursday, I do believe. And so basically it is all downhill. So I'm just going to be doing some reviewing with my students to make sure that they can pass their final exams. And then mostly next week, I think I'm going to try to have a few parent conferences. I like to do mid-year progress reports. So I do a little assessing of my students just to see how much progress they have gained from or since the beginning of the school year. It also serves as kind of like a little motivational tool for my students too, because at the end of the year, we give out this huge award for the person who has made the most gains. Not who's the highest functioning, but who has had the most gains. So anywho, I hope you guys enjoy your day. If I can get back up here before my day is over with, I will. Be blessed. I almost forgot. So I had something really interesting to happen to me this weekend. I actually posted this picture that I found on Facebook. I am gonna post this, and basically it was somebody holding a t-shirt that says, "Dear parents, your expectations of teachers should match your your commitment. Dear parents, your expectations of teachers should match your commitment as a parent." And basically I went like semi-viral. I am good if I get like 50 likes on one of my posts. This weekend, over 1,500 people liked that post, and I also gained a couple of followers from it. So basically, somehow it really resonated with teachers. And I did have one teacher who at least said as much aloud that it was, what did he put it? He said that he felt like it was shaming parents as a group. And then I went ahead on and revealed to him that, okay, well, I don't know the mindset or the mind frame of the person who actually posted it. I said, but I don't consider it like shaming. I think it is just like fact, and I think it is the way a lot of teachers feel. And just speaking from my context, and then again, I think it just depends on where you come from as a teacher. If you teach somewhere where you have high parental involvement, that your parents go out and buy you or donate all of this stuff to your class, that they're so supportive, that they're doing their homework with their students, then you probably wouldn't share that quote, or you wouldn't, you may not agree with that quote, or I could definitely see where he would feel like, okay, whatever. But I told him from my perspective, I definitely agree with it. I work in inner city, and a lot of times when you're working in Title I schools or low income areas, for whatever the reason is, it is one of the things that we struggle to really engage parents, or to have engaged parents. And now, does that mean every last one of the parents? No, not at all. Not at all. For me, I think it's just one of those things that if it applies to you, digest it, do whatever. If it doesn't apply to you, then, read it and move past it. But it does apply to somebody, okay? A lot of somebodies. And I just really feel like we have to get to the point. And this is also the point that I also made with him. I'm actually at school, guys, was the fact that I honestly think it resonated so much with teachers, because I wouldn't even know where to start to try to have that conversation with a parent that I felt that applied to be real honest. Because I think, even if in the nicest way, if I tried to convey that like that, I think they would be offended. Yeah, I think they would be offended. And I think probably a lot of teachers feel that way. And that's why, for this person who doesn't generally get all of this traffic on her Instagram, that is why. In addition, that same person who kind of made that comment, and we kind of chit-chatted back and forth, he also shared it, and then he got over 2,000 likes. So it's definitely a conversation that I think really needs to be had. But once again, how do you have that conversation? And how do you have that conversation in front of the people that it's more meant for? Now, we can say, we can get PTA together. Well, if you're getting PTA together and we're saying this, PTA are probably the parents who are engaged, the parents who are supporting their teachers. It's the other group who doesn't come to the PTA, who doesn't come to parent-teacher conferences, who you've asked them 50 million times to, maybe go over their vocabulary words, and they don't. And that's one of the reasons why I hate giving homework. And so, matter of fact, I think I'm gonna do a video on why I hate homework, or attach it to this, because why give homework, especially when you're working with younger kids? Now, that's not my area. I don't work with like elementary school students, but when you're giving them homework, or even I can still say with even middle school students, because I'm working with middle school students now as well as high. And because my students have learning differences, some of them do need, all of them need the help, but some of them, their parents have to set up that homework time, make them sit down, take that notebook out, and some of them are a little bit more independent. But if I'm giving homework as a teacher, and you're like someone who's not independent, who really needs that parent to sit down to make you get the right things out that's needed to complete that homework, and to even show you how to, interface with that homework, whether you're studying, whether you have some type of ditto sheet, if it requires a parent and you're sending it home and the student's not doing it, then you have to give a 0 to the student, but it's not even their fault. It's because the parents didn't help them. And so for that reason alone, I don't like giving homework. Now, do I still advocate for something being done at home? Yes, ma'am, and yes, sir. Just because I don't formally say this is my homework, I teach reading and language arts. We have vocabulary words every week. They need to know how to pronounce those words. They need to know the definition to those words. And they need to be able to use those words in a sentence. So that's, at least to me, 10 to 15 minutes every night, point blank. And that the curriculum that I use also have like a reading passage with comprehension questions. And although, we work on that in class, by all means, it can be totally reinforced at home. So anyway, I just saw another student drive up, so I am going to end this right now, but I may come back and add some more to it later. Okay guys, so it's the end of the day, and we had a good little day. We actually worked on decorating our school, and the students, it was pretty much student led, and they worked really hard for about an hour and a half. After that, it was over. Okay, but I'm really proud of them because we use this as an opportunity for them to work on their social skills, team working skills, and so forth. And no one was arguing. We didn't really have a lot of arguments. I did split them into groups of 3 working on different things. Some put up the Christmas tree. There was others who worked on our bulletin board, and then there was another group who created like I guess this big sheet of snow using cotton balls that we're not quite sure what we're gonna do with it yet. So there's definitely a couple of loose ends that we still need to tie up, but all in all, I feel like we got the Christmas spirit. But I think I heard it all. One of my students looked at my hair and he said, "You look like a teddy bear with your hair curled like that." I was like, thanks. I think, what? Let me know that you don't like my hair, right? But, oh my goodness, my students are like, they are funny. Matter of fact, just right at the end of the day, I have like a little sensory bin where my students are able to go and pick up whatever little sensory toy or fidget toy they need in order to help them focus or to stay calm, you know, whatever it is. All I ask is that they put it back. Especially I have some who likes to kind of go in and rotate out, take something out, and keep everything that he has at his desk. So I'm like, okay, if you take one thing out, then and then you come back and get another thing, you have to put, you know, something back in. Anyway, so I'm cleaning up at the end of the desk, trying to collect all of these things and put them back in my bin. And I just kind of said to no one in particular, God, I'm gonna kill you guys. Basically saying my frustration with the fact that I was finding all of my little fidget toys all over the room, and my student who leaves them all over the room, he said, maybe that's a parental problem. You darn skippy, it's a parental thing. And like he hit it on, he knew what he was talking about. So I had to ask him, I said, do you think your mom and dad would be offended if they knew that you said that? And he was like, and then I asked him about how his room looked, and he told me it was messy. I said, do your mama make you clean it up? And he was like, not really. You darn skippy, it's a parental thing. And I said, you like a messy room? He said, yeah, kinda. So that is how our conversation ended. But I thought he was so hilarious that I had to share that with his mom, and she was tickled as well. It just might be a parental issue. All you parents, especially if you're watching my vlog, teach your children to pick up after themselves. Okay, so I am actually at Arden's Gardens, and I don't know if any of you are familiar with Arden's Gardens, but they do a lot of fresh juices, and so I don't get to cook like I used to, and so we're probably eating a lot more processed foods than what my body has been used to in years. So I'm just kind of making the investment to get enough juices that last us through the week so that I can make sure that my family is getting some nutrition. So I am about to go in and get us a collection of juices, and I will check in with you guys later. All right, bye-bye.